Ever picture yourself in a hospital room, but you're not the one in the bed, you're the one bringing comfort, not just medicine.
Yeah, like you're the calming presence in the middle of all the chaos.
Exactly. And today we're diving deep into what it takes to be that calming presence with this role catcher guide on general care nursing.
It's not just about how to be a nurse, though. It's like, what kind of person thrives in that role, you
All
know?
right, so let's break it down. We all kind of know nursing involves patient care, but this guide gets into like the heart of it all.
It really zeroes in on how much this career is about compassion. Like
Hmm.
deep down compassion. You're not just treating a broken bone, but a whole person.
And not just the patient, right? The guide talks about families too.
Oh, for sure. You're working with families going through some really intense stuff, so you got to be able to understand where they're coming from culturally, too, which I thought was really interesting.
Culturally, like different cultures approach healthcare differently.
Exactly. The guide actually emphasized how crucial cultural sensitivity is for general care nurses.
Huh. I never thought about that. Give me an example.
Say you've got a patient who just got diagnosed with something serious, right?
Yeah.
But their culture teaches them it's bad luck to talk about the illness directly.
Oh, wow. So, like, even asking how they're feeling could be tricky.
Totally. And that's just one tiny example. The guide goes deep on how cultural differences can impact everything from communication to pain management.
It's like you need a medical degree, A&D, a degree in cultural understanding.
It's true.
Yeah.
And this role catcher guide really drives that point home, which I think is so important for anyone thinking about this career path.
So it's not just about knowing the medical stuff. You got to be, like, emotionally intelligent, too.
And strong. Don't forget the physical side of it. This guide doesn't shy away from that.
Right. Right. It's demanding in every sense of the word.
Long hours on your feet constantly.
Yeah. And the emotional weight of it all. The guide talks about burnout, dealing with, really tough situations.
Makes you realize how resilient nurses have to be, which they mention in the guide too.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, there's a whole section on self-care, which I thought was really important to include. Like, you can't pour from an empty cup, right?
Totally. But even with all that, this guide makes it clear nursing is hard, but it's also, like, incredibly rewarding.
Yeah, that's what gets me. The guide really emphasizes the job satisfaction, knowing you're making a real difference for people when they need it most.
And it's a career with, like, real staying power, right? This role catcher guide dives into all the different career paths you can take in general care nursing.
Oh yeah, you can absolutely climb that ladder. The guide lays it all out, starting from day one all the way to, like, leadership positions.
Okay, so let's pretend I'm fresh out of nursing school, totally green. What am I doing?
You'd probably start as a staff nurse, getting that real-world experience, you know?
Yeah, the training wheels are off, but you're still under supervision.
Exactly. Then, as you get more experience, you could become a charge nurse.
Oh, okay, so now you're the one calling the shots.
In a way, yeah, you're leading a team of nurses during your shift, making sure everything runs smoothly. It's a lot of responsibility.
Wow, that's a lot to have on your plate.
It is. But the guide also talks about, like, nurse manager roles,
Mm.
even director of nursing, where you're shaping the whole department.
That's amazing. Okay, so you've got this clear path to move up, but what about landing that first job? What skills are we talking about here?
Well, that's where RoleCatcher's AI stuff comes in. Remember all those job requirements. Imagine software that tells you exactly what skills to put on your resume to stand out.
Wait, seriously, it's like a cheat code for job hunting.
Pretty much. And it can even help with interview prep, which, let's face it, can be kind of scary.
Ugh, the worst. Does it, like, tell you what they're going to ask?
It gives you real interview questions they've pulled from actual nursing interviews.
Oh, wow. That's way more helpful than just, like, generic advice.
Right. And some of the questions are tough. Like, one is, how would you prioritize care for multiple patients with different needs all at the same time?
Oh, man. That's putting you on the spot.
Totally. Makes you think on your feet.
I love it. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. We talked about what this career is really about, the challenges, the rewards, and even how to get your foot in the door.
And don't forget the whole cultural sensitivity piece.
Yeah.
The guide even talks about how to bring that up in an interview to show you understand that side of things.
So it's like this guide is your secret weapon for starting a career in general care nursing.
It really is. It's packed with useful information.
Well, for anyone listening who's feeling inspired right now, where should they go next?
Honestly, check out the RoleCatcher guide for yourself. It's way more in-depth than we could cover here.
And don't forget, we got this amazing guide from RoleCatcher, but they mentioned the National League for Nursing too, right?
Yep. That's another fantastic
So
resource.
if this deep dive sparked your interest, even a little, Don't stop here. Keep exploring, keep learning, and who knows, maybe you'll be the one bringing comfort and care to patients someday.